Hello friends, welcome. My name is Drew and I'm the founder here at Onward Yoga. I also have Addison's disease, or primary adrenal insufficiency as it's kind of formally known. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, please check out my intro video in the description of this class for a little more information on what this disease is and why the series exists. If you have Addison's disease or really any other form of adrenal insufficiency, be that secondary or tertiary, you're welcome here. And you're going to hear me refer to this disease as Addison's or just adrenal insufficiency, or probably even more commonly, just AI. And when I say that, I'm referring to all of us, regardless of the form that you have. Yeah, these classes are made for anyone with adrenal insufficiency, period. This class is a strength building flow, meaning we're going to get our heart rate up. We're going to hold certain poses a little bit longer to help target specifically our shoulders as well as our glutes to help build strength in those areas. But because this is yoga, we are going to be moving our whole body and pairing breath to movement just to help regulate our nervous system throughout. And then at the end, we're going to cool down very intentionally. Please do not skip the cool down. That, in my opinion, is the most important part for someone with Addison's disease. If we skip the cool down, our nervous system stays in a sympathetic dominant state, meaning we're in that kind of like active go, go, go. Our cortisol demand is going to stay high even after the workout. The cool down is there to help us bring our nervous system back into balance, bring the parasympathetic system back online, cool us down so that we stop draining cortisol from our body. So super important if you have AI to make sure you don't skip the cool down today. Yeah. Because this is a strength building class, it's really been designed for those who have been cleared by their doctor for exercise or have their adrenal insufficiency being treated and who have rebuilt some form of exercise tolerance since their diagnosis. If you are new to your diagnosis or have just gotten back into exercising since then, you may want to look at some of my other videos. I do have a gentle flow for AI as well as a restorative class. Both of those are going to have a much lower cortisol demand on your body, but you're still going to experience all the benefits, improving your circulation, reducing inflammation, helping clear out brain fog, all of those things. You'll still get the benefits just without the same cortisol demand. But if you're here to build strength with me, you really don't need any props for this class. Although that said, I tend to always use a blanket for under my knees because I do have these hard floors. And then I always have a block nearby just in case I ever want to use it. So you may want to grab those as well. If you know you need to updose, go ahead and do that now. This is only going to be about a 35-minute class, so do whatever it is you need to do. Make sure you've consulted with your doctor to make sure you know exactly how you need to updose, if you even need to. Grab some water with electrolytes, and you don't need fancy electrolytes. I just use about a quarter to a half teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt in 1 quart of water, and it works great for me. Um, Whenever you're ready, I'll see you back here on the mat. All right, friends, we're going to begin class in child's pose. So start to make your way down onto your mat. You're going to bring your knees out wide. Your big toes will come together slightly to touch. Start to sink your hips low and stretch your hands forward, letting your forehead come down to rest on the mat. Always feel free to place a block underneath your forehead if you need it. And as you make it down, you might close your eyes and just gently start to rock your head from side to side, trying to release tension you might be holding in the back of your neck, as well as in your shoulders. You might begin to deepen your breath and try to slow down the pace of your breath by constricting your throat. This is creating what's called the Ujjayi breath, or the oceanic breath. It allows a little more oxygen to get absorbed with each breath, as well as to help stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system.
Go ahead and take a couple more slow, deep breaths here. If you'd like to get a little bit of a shoulder opening, you can bring your hands together in prayer, bending your elbows and letting your thumbs rest at the nape of your neck. You may need to walk your elbows in a little closer to your head or down the mat in front of you if you take this variation. And we're here for about 2 more full breaths. With each inhale, try to create space. With each exhale, try to sink down into that space. 1 more full breath. And if your elbows are bent, go ahead and release your hands down to the mat. On an inhale, start to pull your hands back towards your shoulders as you press your torso up. We're moving into table, where you're going to stack your shoulders above your wrists and your hips above your knees. Always feel free to tuck your toes under and just kind of pedal out your feet to start stretching out the arches of your feet. This will be particularly helpful once we make it into some of the standing balancing poses. And then we're going to begin to move through cat and cow. Take this at the pace of your breath. So on an inhale, your belly drops, tailbone, head, and chest lift. Exhale, we curl in, tuck your chin to your chest, tailbone tucks under. And inhale brings you right back up. Exhale, we curl in and just kind of keep moving like this at the pace of your breath. You might consider closing your eyes, really trying to keep your attention inward. Or our focus here is to help warm up our spine, start to engage our core, and begin to create some space throughout our torso. Got about 3 more slow, deep breaths. Feel free to find any other movement that might feel good, be that side stretches, kind of pushing one hip over and then the other. Or maybe taking barrel rolls, which are just kind of big circles with your hips. If you do take barrel rolls, make sure you go both directions. Got 1 more slow, deep breath here. And then go ahead and bring yourself back to a neutral spine. We're going to start to heat things up right away. So go ahead and bring your forearms down to the mat, bringing your elbows right underneath your shoulders. We're headed into a forearm plank. And step your feet back to about hips width distance apart. Tuck your tailbone, contract your core. Try to gaze up between your thumbs. Take a few slow, deep breaths here. And take 1 more inhale, press the crown of your head forward. Then exhale, push your hips high, contracting your lower core, kind of lifting your heels up. Inhale, come right back down, forearm plank. Exhale, push your hips high. Inhale, come forward, forearm plank. Then exhale, push up. 1 more time. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, push up. Inhale, come back to your forearm plank. Then gently lower your hips down to the mat. Moving into Sphinx pose, you're going to bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders, so you might need to bring them forward. You can untuck your toes. Think about engaging your glutes slightly to help protect your lower back. Lift your chest through your arms, kind of rolling your shoulders down and back, away from your ears. Go ahead and take 1 more slow, deep breath here. And then you can lower your chest down to the mat. Bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. On an inhale, push up to table or high plank. Then exhale to downward dog. Send your hips high. Work to bring your head and chest through your arms. Feet should be about hips width distance apart. Take a few clearing breaths here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. One more. All right. On your next inhale, raise your left leg high, single leg down dog. Exhale, slowly curl in knee to nose. Inhale, raise your left leg high. Exhale, gently step through to a low lunge. From here, take a couple breaths just to straighten and rebend your front leg, helping to wake up your hamstring, your hip flexors. One more full breath. And sink back down to your low lunge. Step your back foot in an inch or two. And on an inhale, rise up to crescent lunge, reaching your arms up overhead. Right away, tuck your tailbone. Bring your pelvis straight up and down. You should get a big stretch in your right hip. With your arms up overhead, try to avoid having your shoulders bunch up towards your ears. Try to roll them down and away. One more inhale, reach high. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, reach your arms high. Then exhale, bring your hands down through the center of your chest. Now inhale, open your palms out straight in front of you, and then sweep them back and around to the back of your head, sending your elbows straight up towards your ceiling. Hold here for a couple breaths. One more inhale, send your elbows high. Exhale, flying crescent. Sweep your hands down and back as you lean your chest forward, straightening your back leg. Then inhale, reach up, bring your hands right back behind your head. Send your elbows high. Exhale, flying crescent. Sweep your hands down and back. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Hands come back behind your head. Then exhale, flying crescent. Hold here for one breath. Really squeeze your shoulder blades. Reach your hands out wide. Then on your next inhale, reach up, crescent lunge. Exhale, your hands come down to frame your front foot. Whew, sweet relief, huh? Inhale, lean forward. Then exhale, standing L. Your right leg goes high. Right away, level off your hips. So bring your right hip down in line with the left. Imagine you are kicking your right foot into a wall back behind you. Try to lift your chest a little bit higher, taking some weight out of your fingers. And then gently start to bring your hands up towards the center of your chest. On your next inhale, slowly rise all the way up to single leg mountain, bringing your right knee up to hip height. Focus your gaze on one point straight out in front of you to help with your balance. One more inhale. Then exhale, we're moving to standing figure four. Bring your right ankle to the top of your left knee. Start to press your hips back first and then bend your standing leg. Hands can rest at the center of your chest, or if you'd like, you can also bring them down towards the mat. Either version is good. If your hands are down towards the mat, you might have a little more balance, but it's definitely going to be a more intense stretch. Take one more slow, deep breath here. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms high, single leg mountain. Right knee comes right back up to hip height. Then right away, exhale, your hands come down to the mat. Send your right leg high, standing L. Exhale again, gently step your right foot down to the back of your mat. This time we're setting up for warrior two. So your front heel should be in line with the arch of your back foot. Your back foot, the pinky toe edge of your, bring your back heel down so that your front heel is in line with the arch of your back foot. Then inhale, cartwheel your hands up.
Try to sink low into your front knee. We're working towards 90 degrees, but if you're not quite there, don't worry. And if you'd like, you can always flip your palms face up if this is a little bit easier on your neck. On your next inhale, dancing warrior, straighten your front leg, reach your arms high. Exhale, warrior two. Two more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, warrior two. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, reach forward towards the top of your space. Exhale, tick-tock your arms, side angle pose, reaching your right arm up and overhead, left forearm rests down to the top of your front thigh. One more full breath here. Then inhale to reverse triangle. Straighten your front leg. Left arm reaches up and back. Right hand rests down to your back thigh. Keep your tailbone tucked and chest lifted. All right, on your next inhale, reach forward. Keeping just a micro bend in your front knee. Exhale, tick-tock your arms, triangle pose. Left hand comes down to the inside of your front leg. Right arm reaches straight up. Do your best to try to open your shoulder and your hip back behind you. You can always use a block here underneath your left hand if you need it. Your gaze can be up towards the ceiling or down towards the mat, kind of whatever works best for you. One more full breath here. And inhale to reverse warrior. So rebend your front knee, reach your left arm up and back. Right hand rests down to your back thigh. And then inhale to a 5-pointed star. So pivot your right heel in, reach your arms out, hold here for one breath. Inhale, really reach out. Exhale, sink low into temple. Rebend your knees. Hands come down to the center of your chest. Keep your tailbone tucked and really try to send your knees out wide. They're going to want to fall in towards each other. Try pressing them out wide to help engage your glutes. Next, inhale, sweep your arms out wide. Hands come to meet overhead. Exhale, hands pass down through the center of your chest. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, sink low. Go ahead and bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Press your tailbone back and lean your chest forward, finding some length down your spine. Take a big inhale. Press the crown of your head forward. Exhale, drop your right shoulder and twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop your left shoulder, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop your right shoulder, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, come right back up to center. Then exhale, release your hands to the mat and pivot your heels out so that the pinky toe edge of your feet are parallel with the ends of your mat. Inhale, rise up halfway to find some length in your spine. Then exhale, fold forward. Really think about pressing your hands down and forward into the mat to help deepen your fold. And then you might find a little side-to-side movement, just kind of bending one knee and then the other. All right, and make your way back to center. On an inhale, lift up halfway, find some length. Then exhale right away, pivot to the top of your mat, back to a low lunge. Plant your hands. On an inhale, step back to a high plank. Hold here for 3 breaths. Pressing your heels towards the back of your mat. Tuck your tailbone, contract your core. Slightly squeeze your shoulder blades to expand across your chest. Maybe gaze up towards the top of your mat. One more inhale here. Then exhale, lower all the way down to your mat, keeping your elbows in close to your sides. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift your head and chest once again. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. Go ahead and tuck your toes. On an inhale, press up to table or high plank. Then exhale to downward dog. Send your hips high. Pedal out your knees and shake your head yes and no. Kind of just help to reset your body, finding any movement that you need. All right, friends, we've just got one more side to go, and then we're going to cool it way down. When you're ready, on an inhale, raise your right leg high, single leg down dog. Exhale, slowly curl in knee to nose. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, gently step through low lunge. We're already warmed up just a bit, but go ahead and take a couple breaths to straighten and rebend your front leg. Just making sure we're evening out on both sides. And when you're ready, coming back to your low lunge, step your back foot in an inch or two. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Right away, tuck your tailbone. Bring your pelvis straight up and down. Inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, cactus your arms, maybe lunge a little deeper. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, bring your hands down to the center of your chest. Inhale, open your palms out. Sweep them back and around to the back of your head, sending your elbows up. Holding here for a couple breaths. Keep your tailbone tucked. And with each inhale, press your elbows a little higher. One more inhale, really press your elbows high. Exhale, flying crescent. Sweep your hands down and back. Lean your chest forward, straightening your back leg. Inhale, reach back up. Hands come back behind your head. Exhale, flying. Inhale, reach back up. Last time, hands come behind your head. Elbows go high. And exhale, flying crescent. Hold here for one breath. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead. Then exhale, hands come down to frame your front foot. Whew. Relief again just for a moment. On your next inhale, lean forward. Exhale, standing L. Your left leg goes high. Level off your hips right away, bringing your left hip down in line with the right. Try to steady your breath. Start to bring your hands up to the center of your chest. And then on your next inhale, slowly rise all the way up, single leg mountain. Your left knee will come up to hip height. Focus your gaze on one point straight out in front of you. Take one more inhale. And exhale, standing figure four, bringing your left ankle to the top of your right knee. Push your hips back first, and then bend your standing leg. Just like before, you have the option to stay here or maybe reach your hands down towards the mat. Got one more slow, deep breath here. Then on your next inhale, slowly rise back up, single leg mountain. Right away, exhale, standing L. Hands come to the mat. Kick your left leg straight back. Inhale here. And exhale, gently set your left foot down to the back of your space. Pivot your back heel down to the mat so that your front heel is in line with the arch of your back foot. Then inhale, cartwheel your hands up, warrior two. Just like before, if you'd like, you can flip your palms up if that's a little easier on your neck. And then on your next inhale, dancing warrior. Straighten your front leg, reach your arms high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward towards the top of your space. Exhale, side angle pose. Left arm reaches up and overhead. Right forearm rests down to the top of your front thigh. One more full breath here. And inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your front leg. Right arm reaches up and back. Left hand rests down to your back thigh. Keep your tailbone tucked, chest lifted. Try to avoid compressing your lower back. One more full breath here. And then inhale, reach forward towards the top of your space, keeping just a micro bend in your front knee. Exhale, triangle pose. Tick-tock your arms. Left arm goes straight up. Right hand comes down to the inside of your front thigh. Just like before, you have the option to bring your right hand down onto a block if you need it. Try to open your shoulders and your hips just a little bit further back behind you. One more full breath here. And then on your next inhale, reverse warrior. So rebend your front knee. Right arm's going to reach up and back. Left hand rests down to your back thigh. And then inhale to 5-pointed star. Pivot your left toes out. Reach your arms wide. One more full breath here. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, sink low into temple. Bend your knees. Keep your tailbone tucked and chest lifted. And inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, hands pass down through the center of your chest. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And bring your hands down to the tops of your thighs. Press your tailbone back and lean your chest forward. Try to find some length down your spine. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, twist to the left, dropping your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the right, dropping your left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, come back up to center. Then exhale, fold forward, bringing your hands to the mat, pivoting your heels out to a wide leg forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, find a little length. Then exhale, fold forward. Press your hands down and forward into the mat. If you'd like, you could find some side-to-side movement, kind of bending one knee and then the other. Right, shake your head yes and no a couple times. Try to release tension you've got in the back of your neck. I have good news, friends. The hard part of class is over. We're about to start cooling things way down. All right, on your next inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, pivot to the top of your mat, low lunge. Go ahead and plant your hands to the mat. Inhale, step back to a high plank, holding here for 3 breaths. Anytime we're in high plank, always remember you can come down to your knees for table. It's always there for you. Go ahead and take one more inhale here. Then exhale, lower all the way to the mat, keeping your elbows in. Untuck your toes. Go ahead and bring your hands out wide for intimidation cobra. So you'll come up onto the tips of your fingers. Press your hips into the mat. On an inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. And bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes.
On an inhale, push up to table or high plank. Exhale to downward dog. Send your hips high. Pedal out your knees. Shake your head yes and no if you need. All right. When you're ready, bring your knees down to the mat and start to make your way onto your back. Once you make it onto your back, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Gently press your tailbone down towards the mat. Slightly lift your chest to help lengthen and create space in your abdomen. Then you might start to rock side to side. Try to slow the pace of your breath, maybe constricting your throat once again if you lost that. On your next inhale, go and take a full body stretch, reaching your arms up overhead, straightening your legs. Maybe take some wrist circles and ankle circles. And then you can let your hands come down by your sides. Rebend your knees. We're headed into a supine figure 4. So go ahead and bring your left ankle to the top of your right knee. And you can stay right here if you're already feeling a big stretch in your left hip. Maybe you just gently press your left knee away from you. Or you can reach through your legs, grab behind your right thigh or just below your right knee and kind of just pull your legs in towards your chest. If you are pulling your legs in, think about pushing your left knee out away from you as you pull your right knee in. Try to relax your jaw. You might shake your head from side to side a couple times. Try to release tension you might have in the back of your neck. And then maybe pull your legs in just a little bit closer. We're here for just 3 more breaths. One more slow, deep breath. And then you can release your right foot to the mat. Try to keep your left ankle where it is. We're headed into a spinal twist. So you're going to scoot your hips over to the left a couple inches and let your knees fall to the right. Your left arm can extend out to a T, making sure you're keeping your left shoulder planted on the mat. And then your right hand can kind of help guide your left knee across your body. Your gaze can be straight up towards the ceiling, or if you'd like, you could turn your head over to the left as well. One more slow, deep breath here. And then on your next inhale, gently bring your knees back up to center. Scoot your hips to midline and then uncross your legs. Inhale to a full body stretch. Arms reach up overhead, straighten your legs. One more inhale, really reach up and out. And exhale, bring your hands down by your sides, rebend your knees. We'll move to the next side. Go ahead and start to bring your right ankle to the top of your left knee. You can stay here, maybe gently pressing your right knee away from you, or reach through your legs, grabbing behind your left thigh or below your left knee. Pull your legs in towards your chest. Do your best to try to relax your shoulders as much as possible. I know they have to be engaged a little bit, but really want to try to let our hands and biceps do the work of pulling our legs in, minimizing our effort in our shoulders. Got about 3 more slow, deep breaths here. Maybe try pulling your legs in just a little bit closer, trying to get a little deeper into that right hip.
One more full breath. And then you can release your left foot down to the mat, keeping your right ankle where it is. Moving to our spinal twist. So scoot your hips over to the right a couple inches and let your knees fall to the left. Right arm can extend out to a T straight out from your shoulder. Left hand kind of helps guide your right knee across your body. Make sure your right shoulder is planted on the mat. And then if you'd like, you might turn your head over towards the right as well. Try to keep your breath slow and steady here. I know anytime we're in a twist, it's actually compressing our rib cage, so it makes it harder to breathe. So just try to be mindful of your breath, making sure you're still getting full and complete inhales and exhales. One more slow, deep breath here. And then on your next inhale, gently bring your knees back up to center. You can scoot your hips back to midline, uncross your legs, inhale to a full body stretch once again. All right, you can start to bring your hands down by your sides, maybe bringing your feet out to hips width distance apart, or maybe even a little wider. You might flip your palms face up if that's comfortable in your body. We're headed into Shavasana, a corpse pose. This is where you get to let yourself sink down into the mat, start to enjoy the benefits of class. Try to slow down the pace of your breath. Maybe let your mind go quiet. We're going to be here for a few minutes. If you start to notice your mind wandering or racing to the next thing, I encourage you to see if you can't just observe yourself having the thoughts. Rather than judging yourself for having a wandering mind, just try to see if you can notice that you are having the thought as if you were the observer of yourself. And then whenever you're ready, you can maybe just gently guide your attention back to your breath. I'm going to be quiet now. If you'd like to take a longer Shavasana, you could pause your video. Otherwise, stick with me and I'll call you out in a couple minutes. All right, friends, go ahead and start to deepen your breath. Maybe finding some movement in your fingers and toes. Another full body stretch is there for you if you'd like to take it. Perhaps you roll over to one side, kind of curling up into a bit of a fetal position, just for a couple breaths before making your way up to a comfortable seat. Once you're seated, just take a moment, you can bow forward, seal your practice in. No, you're not bowing to me or anything external, but to yourself and the work you just did on your mat. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It is kind of the best way to help us continue to produce videos like these. And if you'd like to check out our full suite of offerings, come check out onwardyoga.com. We have a membership Onward every day where you have access to our full video library, including all of our live class offerings online. All right. Thanks again for joining. I'll see you next time.